sin. That's basic English. So, in these 5-6 verses of Romans, you have a layering and a relayering of your connection with Christ. Wow! This is actually where it says co-crucified. Romans 6, I went over this in that other class. Co-crucified. It's a union, it's a two together, it's not you alone, your own separate ways trying to be crucified because you feel really unworthy. You feel unworthy. You can't receive this gift. You have to pay for it. But then it's not a gift. Mm-hmm. If you're striving to earn it, then it's not a gift. Mm-hmm. So you are caught. You're caught in a dilemma. You're caught like a deer in the headlights. You're, You're caught. He's caught you with his net. The net of grace and mercy and love. He's captured you. You're not going anywhere. The cross is a scandal. Don't forget. The cross is a scandal. Paul says, if I mention the cross now and then in his arguings, with the Jews, he says, if I mention the cross now and then, it would be so watered down. It wouldn't make one difference. It wouldn't make a difference. Because if I just mentioned it now and then, preachers mention it now and then. Whoa! Whoa! I hope someone in here becomes a preacher who labors over the cross. Wow, girls. Whoa, preachers of the gospel. Preachers of the good news that labor in this field. Let us never forget that our old selves died with him on the cross, that the tyranny of sin might be broken over us. We know that our old self was crucified with him in order that the body of sin might be brought to nothing, so that we would no longer be enslaved to sin. Oh, this we recognize, that our former self was nailed to his cross with him, so that the body, which was the instrument of sin, wow, might be made impotent for evil.
What verse is that?
Romans 6:6. And this is Arthur S. Way, a very old, from like the early 1900s. It's not the way, it's Arthur S. Way. This we recognize, that our former self was nailed to his cross with him, so that the body, which was the instrument of sin, might be made impotent for evil. Oh my goodness. So that we could not any longer be slaves of sin. Wow. Impotent for evil. When I read that the first time, the wind was knocked out of me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the most bold thing I've ever read. The power of the cross. Wow! Making you impotent for evil. So destroyed the sin mechanism in you. The other words used is shattered it. You destroyed the body of sin. Rendered ineffective and inactive for evil. Shattered. I mean, shattered. Shattered in my mind is a vase. It's been dropped and now it's shattered. It's broken. Now we have a lot of theologians that are going to put that thing back together for you. They're going to labor. I'm telling you, they're going to spend their lives laboring to put it back together and say, see, you still have sin. It's in you. And we are laboring the other way to say, no, it's shattered. Look at that thing. Broken, ineffective for evil.
Yeah.
What other words can we say here? You know, I don't know how more, descriptive. And you have to keep looking at the cross and not your own life. Look at the cross. Look at the cross. Look at him. Ask for revelation. Travel in the Spirit. Look at this event. Participate in this event. It is the power of God. It is the dunamis power of God. The cross is the dunamis power of God. Wow. And the miraculous will take place within you. The supernatural will take place in you. You know. Whew. Jesus. Oh. It's just. Let us never forget. I don't know how much more of this I should read today. Maybe I will go on. Cotton Patch version. Cotton Patch. We are convinced that the person we used to be has been strung up with him, so that the sinful nature may be wiped out, and we need no longer be addicted to sin.
Yay.
Slave. We are sure of this. Maybe people aren't sure. They're just not sure. That our former nature was crucified with him, that the living power of our guilt annihilated, so that we are the slave of guilt no longer. Aware of this, that our old self has been jointly crucified with him. That's the birthday version. Here's the message. Could it be any clearer that our old way of life was nailed to the cross with Christ? A decisive end to the sin-miserable life. No longer at sin's every beck and call. And I'm going to end with that. A decisive end. The cross is the only decisive end to a sin-miserable life. Cheers.